Subscribe to my channel for more stories. Now let's begin this one. I poured my heart into my music, trusting my friend to share the stage until she claimed my song as her own at the town's talent show, threatening my dream, only for me to play a demo that exposed her lies and reclaimed my voice in front of everyone. My friend claimed my song at the talent show, then I played a demo that silenced her. At 28, I, Maya Patel, had carved a soulful life in Crestview, a small Oregon town where misty forests met quaint coffee shops, and music was the heartbeat of our community. My passion was songwriting, my guitar a canvas for stories woven from love, loss, and the Pacific Northwest's wild beauty. My partner, Arjun, a barista with a quiet strength and a love for poetry, was my anchor, his feedback sharpening my lyrics. Our daughter, Leela, aged 5, was my muse, her giggles and endless questions. Why's the song sad, Mommy? Shaping my melodies, her crayon-drawn stars taped to my guitar case. Music wasn't just my outlet, it was my dream. Growing up in Portland, I busked on street corners, my voice earning tips but never a break. Moving to Crestview, I taught guitar lessons and gigged at local cafes, building a following for my indie folk sound. My latest song, Cedar Dreams, was my masterpiece, a haunting ballad about resilience, inspired by Leela's courage after a fall from her bike. I'd spent a year crafting it, recording demos in our attic studio, dreaming of a record deal. The Crestview Talent Show, an annual event drawing scouts and locals, was my chance. A $5,000 prize could fund a professional demo and a trip to Seattle's music scene. My friend, Lena Brooks, was a complex figure. At 29, Lena was a charismatic barista at Arjun's Cafe, her vibrant energy and ukulele covers a hit at Open Mix. We'd bonded over music, jamming in my living room, her harmonies blending with my chords. But Lena's ambition had a sharp edge. She'd once claimed a gig I'd booked, and her praise for Cedar Dreams felt possessive. Last spring, she suggested we perform together at the talent show, citing her stage presence. "Let's make it a duo, Maya," she said, her smile bright. I shared my song's chords, trusting her, never suspecting she'd use our friendship to steal my spotlight. The talent show was weeks away, and I threw myself into rehearsals, refining Cedar Dreams with Leela's bedtime hums in mind. Lena offered to handle our registration, promising a prime slot. "You focus on the song," she said, her text full of heart emojis. I agreed, unaware she'd turned my trust into a stage for betrayal. The Crestview Talent Show transformed the community center into a vibrant stage, its wooden beams strung with fairy lights, the air buzzing with applause and nervous laughter. My performance was ready, my guitar tuned, Leela's star sticker on its neck for luck. Arjun set up our merch table, selling my homemade CDs, while Leela handed out flyers, her pigtails bouncing. I wore my favorite emerald dress, my lyric notebook open, ready to perform for Miss Sarah Klein, a Seattle producer whose prize could change my life. Opening night was electric. Dancers, poets, and bands lit up the stage, the crowd warm and loud. Lena and I were slated to close, our duo a highlight. Then Lena took the stage alone, her ukulele gleaming, her voice clear. "This is my song, Cedar Dreams," she said, strumming my chords, singing my lyrics about resilience and rain-soaked cedars. The crowd swayed, Ms. Klein scribbling notes, her nod a dagger to my heart. My breath caught, the room spinning, my song. I'd written every word, poured my soul into every note, shaped it with Leela's courage. I stood, my voice shaking. "That's my song, Lena," I shouted, pushing toward the stage. She paused, her smile tight. "Maya's my backup singer," she said, laughing. "She helped with chords, but this is mine." The crowd chuckled, some nodding, others glancing at me with pity. Ms. Klein's eyes flicked between us, her pen still. Arjun's face was thunder, his arm around Leela, who whispered, "Why is she singing your song, Mommy?" My heart pounded, humiliated in the center where I'd first played for Crestview, my dream stolen under fairy lights. Lena's betrayal wasn't just theft, it was a fracture, turning our friendship into a stage for her ambition. We left the show in a daze, the crowd's murmurs trailing us to our cozy bungalow, where Leela's guitar picks littered the floor. At home, Leela climbed into my lap, tears in her eyes. "Is your song gone, Mommy?" she asked, her voice small. I hugged her tightly, promising, "No, sweetheart, it's still ours," but rage and fear churned inside. Arjun, usually so calm, was fierce, pacing the kitchen. "She doesn't get to do this, Maya," he said. "We'll prove it's yours." I couldn't sleep, Lena's voice singing my lyrics echoing like a taunt. I wasn't a detective, but I'd been meticulous. Cedar Dreams was mine, recorded in DMOS on my laptop, backed up in the cloud, with files dating back a year. I found my first demo, a raw acoustic track with Leela's giggles in the background, time-stamped months before I'd shared it with Lena. My notebook, filled with lyric drafts and chord charts, bore my handwriting, each page a map of my heart. Then I remembered Lena's phone, which she'd used at our house for rehearsals. Feeling a twinge of guilt, I checked our shared cloud drive, where she'd uploaded our duet plans. A folder labeled Lena_songs held a bombshell and email to a local DJ, pitching her song, Cedar Dreams, with my demo attached. Another message, to a friend, bragged, "Maya's song is my ticket to Seattle." I also found a text thread where she asked for my demo for practice, her intent clear in hindsight. I contacted Ms. Priya Sharma, a cafe owner who'd hosted my gigs. Priya had heard me play Cedar Dreams last summer, before Lena's involvement, and confirmed it was mine. Lena was jealous, she said, her voice heavy. Arjun recorded her statement, her words a key piece. I also reached out to Mr. Tom Way, a music teacher who'd seen my notebook at a lesson. He'd noted my lyrics, calling them Maya's magic. His testimony, recorded discreetly, was another anchor. Over 3 days, Arjun and I worked late, our living room a war room of evidence, Leela asleep upstairs, dreaming of the stars she loved. My demo was the heart of the case, time-stamped, raw, unmistakably mine, backed by notebook drafts. I printed Lena's emails, her DJ pitch, and her incriminating texts, all notarized by Ms. Anika Desai, a lawyer who'd helped us with our lease. Arjun found a deleted Instagram post where Lena claimed writing a new song, dated after I'd shared Cedar Dreams. A comment from a mutual friend, Sophie Chen, read, "Sounds like Maya's." Sophie agreed to record a statement. Lena knew it was Maya's song. Priya's testimony grew stronger. She recalled Lena asking about my gigs, hinting she'd outshine me. Another musician, Mr. Ben Carter, had overheard Lena at a jam session, saying she'd borrow Maya's song for the show. Ben's recorded statement was clear. Lena planned to take credit. Anika helped us create a presentation, weaving demo, emails, and testimonies into a damning timeline. It slides a fortress of truth. Leela, sensing our fight, brought a quiet strength. One night, she handed me a drawing of a guitar with Mommy's song in crayon. "For the bad lady to see," she said, her eyes fierce. I hugged her, tucking the drawing into my bag for luck. We learned Lena's motives. She was struggling, her barista job barely covering rent, her music career stalled. Cedar Dreams was her shortcut to fame, but she'd underestimated me. The talent show's final night, where the prize would be awarded, was our stage. I emailed Ms. Klein, requesting to clarify my performance, copying Lena. She texted, laughing, "Maya, you're embarrassing yourself." Her arrogance fueled me. "See you Saturday," I replied, my fingers steady. The final night of the Crestview talent show was a vibrant crescendo, the community center bursting with the town's spirit. Families, scouts, and locals filled the seats, their chatter mingling with the hum of stage lights. Lena's solo slot had cemented her as a favorite, her ukulele covers enchanting the crowd, her confidence radiating under the spotlight. My merch table, tucked in a corner, was quiet, displaying my hand-printed lyric sheets and demo CDs. But my resolve was iron, unyielding despite the nerves coiling in my gut. Arjun stood beside me, his calm presence grounding, while Leela clutched my hand, her crayon drawing of a star in my pocket a talisman against the storm within. Anika and Priya moved through the crowd, their eyes sharp, ready to back me, while Ben and Sophie nodded from the sidelines, their support a quiet anchor. Ms. Klein, the show's director, opened the award ceremony, her voice warm, as she praised the performer's passion. Lena stepped forward, her sequin dress catching the light, poised to claim the prize, a recording contract and a Seattle showcase. But I raised my hand, heart pounding. "I have evidence to share," I said, stepping onto the stage, my guitar slung over my shoulder. I connected my laptop to the projector, the screen glowing with my demo's waveform, Leela's faint giggles woven into the track. "Lena stole my song," I declared, my voice steady despite the crowd's gasps. I played Cedar Dreams, my raw vocals filling the room, then walked through the evidence timestamp files, Lena's DJ pitch claiming my melody, Priya's recording. Lena knew it was Maya's. Ben's voice followed. She planned to take credit last month. The crowd shifted, some booing Lena, locals like Ms. Sharma glaring. Lena's face paled, her stammered defense, "It's a collaboration," faltered amid murmurs. I showed her Instagram post boasting about her song, Sophie's comment calling it out, and my notebook's dog-eared drafts, dated months earlier. Annika stepped up, presenting notarized documents, her voice firm. "Maya's claim is verified." Ms. Klein's frown deepened, her eyes on Lena, who slumped, tears streaming down her face. She awarded me the prize, her handshake a validation. "We honor originality," she said, offering a meeting with Seattle producers. Lena left the stage, head bowed, her spotlight shattered in the center's unforgiving light. The applause that followed lifted me, Leela's cheer the loudest, her small voice a beacon. I hugged her tight, Arjun's proud smile steadying me, as Crestview's embrace reminded me, my music was mine, forged in truth. Lena's reputation crumbled swiftly in Crestview's tight-knit music scene, where authenticity reigned supreme. The open mic circuit, once her stage, turned cold cafes canceled her gigs, and her barista job at Brood Awakening slipped away as whispers of her deceit spread. Rumors placed her in Eugene, working retail in a fluorescent-lit shop, her music dreams buried under the weight of her choices. I didn't gloat, her fall brought me no joy. My joy was Cedar Dreams, now polished in a professional studio with the talent show prize money. Its release sparked airplay on Oregon's indie stations, and a Seattle label's email lit up my inbox, hinting at a future I'd barely dared to imagine. Crestview's embrace helped us rebuild. Arjun and I hosted a community jam at the park, picnic tables strewn with guitars and tambourines, kids strumming eagerly under the oaks. Leela, my 7-year-old, led her friends in twirling star dances, her laughter a balm for the scars Lena's betrayal left behind. Priya, ever the organizer, launched Crestview's first music festival, naming me headliner. My set, a blend of old favorites and new songs, was a love letter to my dream, the crowd's cheers a warm validation. Ben and Sophie joined my band. Ben's steady bass lines, Sophie's soaring fiddle their trust a foundation for growth. I wrote new songs, inspired by Leela's love of rain, each note a step toward a legacy we were carving together. The betrayal left a wound. Lena had been a friend, her harmonies woven into memories of late-night jams in my attic, trading lyrics over coffee. Losing that trust stung, a reminder to guard what mattered, my family, my music, the melodies that defined us. Arjun, always attuned to my quiet moments, pulled me aside one night under Crestview's starry sky, Leela asleep inside, her star drawings tucked under her pillow. "Your voice is unstoppable, Maya," he said, his poet's heart in his words, his hand warm in mine. "You saved our song." I kissed him, grateful for his strength, for Leela's radiant light, for the music that was ours again, free of theft. A year later, a text from Lena arrived, brief and raw. "Sorry, Maya. I was wrong." I read it in my attic studio, the space now alive with guitar strings and lyric notebooks. Arjun leaned against the doorframe, his eyes gentle, while Leela's latest star drawing a vibrant swirl of blues and yellows graced my desk. I didn't reply, not yet. The pain was still tender, a bruise that ached when pressed. But I saved the message, tucking it into a mental drawer, a reminder that friends can falter, but melodies rise stronger than lies. Crestview had taught me that, its community a chorus that lifted us up. One misty evening, as fog curled over Crestview's hills, I stood outside the community center, my guitar slung over my shoulder. The air smelled of damp earth and cedar, a scent that grounded me. Arjun wrapped his arms around me, his warmth steadying, while Leela skipped ahead, chasing fireflies that flickered like tiny stars. "Your song's magic, Mommy," she called, her voice bright, her small hands cupping a glowing bug. I smiled, my heart swelling, full of love and resilience. The talent show that nearly broke us had forged us stronger, its stage a crucible for truth. My music, our legacy, was no longer just a dream but a reality, sung in notes of courage, not theft. As Leela danced, I strummed a soft chord, the sound carrying into the night, a promise of more songs to come.